welcome back to another episode of Innovation Alley. We're your hosts. I'm TowelManPurple.
I'm tired. I'm Bjorn.
And today we are bringing you two different aggro decks to the table. I'll kick us off with core values. Core values, you say? Why the name? Well, first and foremost, we're going to go right back to Queen Sensor Core. I think moving forward, a couple of sets from now, this may be one of the most powerful cards in the game, and I'm going to stand on that. Thank you, Bjorn, for starting me on the influential train with this card. I have not put it down since.
No problem, dude.
And then beyond that, the reason we put the word values is because at each different denomination of ink, so your curve, we are using cards that seem to be pretty valuable in each of those slots. So in the one drop slot, you have your Daisy Duck, which is a hyper-aggressive approach. You have the Queen, which can have a shift line to keep people kind of backpedaling and not want to exert themselves. And you have Pascal, which is also evasive and also on a aggressive approach. Then the two drop slots, we have Piglet and Simba. We're going over characters first. One is extremely aggressive and one is very protective, hence the protective cub himself. Then at the three drop slot, we have Moana, which happens to be a overstated card for the 3-drop at a 3/4 and Quest for 2. Amazing. Now, Belle may not seem very, very promising, but I will say that moving of 1 damage has been very, very good for me in many situations. Against aggro decks, it's essentially allowing this card to be a 2-for-1, and in other decks, like against other decks rather, it has allowed for combat math to be in your favor to make an advantageous trade. Then, of course,
yeah, I mean, 1 damage can be the 1 damage that matters for sure.
Right. It makes a big difference, especially in a deck that can be aggressive. And then you have Rapunzel. Now, don't have to speak much on this card itself. She is gifted with healing, if have you. Madam Mim the Elephant. Another card that can transfer damage. So it's basically trying to turn some of these bodies like into forms of removal outside of their actual stat line base. The Queen doing the same thing. It kind of commands a presence, and will not want you to exert your stuff because your 1/1s or your 2/2s become imminent threats at that point. Belle, who also can transfer damage and become a removal spell herself. Insane. I think this card has not got enough play or enough love yet, and I just absolutely love it. I am still waiting, however, for a 1 or 2 drop Belle to make that shift line impeccable, right? And then, of course, the 5-drop Elsa, the 5th Spirit, which has been nothing short of fantastic. This card does everything you want. It has evasive, it has rush, it can exert a character. There's no reason why the Amethyst Ruby decks have not been playing it, right? Because they have been. Moving along, Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom. Bjorn, I know you love this card. It's free lore. It's 2 ink for 2 lore. It's literally something that can just end the game by surprise. Your opponent is not prepped for this card. And then, once again, the heart and soul of the deck, Queen Sensor Core. Just to go take a look at how many queens and or princesses we have for 8, 12, 16, 24, 28. Well, that will be basically your available options for this to gain you that lore at the beginning of your turn. And the card draw option is just a secondary nature. This card is kind of on the ropes for us to hinder your Ruby Amethyst matchup because it kind of steals the game. Same thing with the Queen's Castle. Another 2 questing lore location. I know, I can't get away from them, but I love locations. They're really, really hard to deal with. It's got a 7 willpower. It just commands an answer, or you're in big trouble, right? If there's a person attached to it, you're drawing an additional card for each one, and if not, it's just netting lore. So a person can't just let it sit there. And if you have cards that are advantageous for if your opponent exerts their characters, why would we not want locations to force them to exert themselves? So the deck kind of has its own functionality within that, its own feng shui, if have you. That is core values. Now, Bjorn, what do you have on your side?
Well, I got your two favorite colors right here. Favorite color pairing, as I understand it. Um,
It is.
However, if you scroll down, I think you're gonna be a little bit disappointed. Because there is zero location.
Why the hate? Where's the love, brother? Why? Why?
I even got we got action. We got an action, we got an item, no locations, baby. We don't need that where we're going. And well, since we have no locations, I guess we're going nowhere, but you get my drift.
Yeah, I can see it.
Look, Stitch Rockstar is my favorite card in the entire freaking game. Has been since before the game even came out. I was like, whoa, I can't wait until this game comes out so I can run a Rockstar Stitch deck and just flood the board, you know? He's so fun.
That's because
honestly,
of your musical talent.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, if your opponent can't answer what you're doing, then you're just winning.
This is true.
Right? And they won't see this coming, that's for sure. You know, so we got the one drops is just like Daisy, Insane, we got Pluto, we got Stitch, we got no Lilo here. I cut her due to uninkable count, but might be able to add her back in if you want to. Piglets, you know, Amazing Lore, Simba for the bodyguard. Second Stitch, I mean, that's both, you know, the 1-cost Stitch and the 2-cost Stitch vanillas. So we have 8 shift targets for the Rockstar. It's very good, and we don't have to run the uninkable Ruby Stitch to do so, which is what I like. You got LeFou to ready things up. One thing of note is you can quest with a Rockstar and then play LeFou both to draw a card and to ready Rockstar again, so it can't be challenged by, for example, a Maui, because that's a big dilemma in Rockstar decks. Should you quest and risk Rockstar dying? Because that's 3 lore, so it might stop your engine. You know, Pegasus for dealing with evasives, the Queen of Hearts as a rush character that could also just be exerted with Rockstar Stitch cards. Then in order to play, you know, more stuff, we have Doc here. Also, you know, the 1-cost Pluto, 3-cost Doc. They can help you play Rockstar earlier or Rockstar plus 1-drop on the same turn, or even if you don't have the shift, you can play like a raw Rockstar on turn 4 or 5.
You also have Lantern.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Lantern as our little item too there. Same shtick, you know. You can get a shift Rockstar on 3 or just a raw Rockstar without shifting on 4 or 5. It's very good. With many options for that. And then we got some other big cards on Rockstar. We have 2 Luckies. Lucky is a very good card. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put each character with cost 2 or less into your hand. So as you can see, we have a lot of characters with cost 2 or less here. It's yeah. Like that's the majority of the deck is that. So you're gonna be putting 2 or 3 cards into your hand just by exerting this lucky right here. But you know, high cost and uninkable, so it's only a 2-of. But for Queen of Hearts, I mean, we have the small one already. Might as well include the shift one. You know, you can shift her, or you can just play her normally. She's an additional card draw engine for when you don't have your Stitch Rockstar out. You know, if we manage to flood the board with Stitch Rockstar and Stitch Rockstars then gets taken out, we can use all of our small little dudes that we've just played to challenge and mass and draw a million more cards. It's pretty good. And we got Ira, 2 copies, only 2 copies again, because she is a high cost uninkable card, which can be hard to play in an aggressive deck like this. She simply takes a 1 or 2 cost character, which is again the majority of our cards.
40 of the 60, to be exact.
Yeah, and just puts them on the battlefield for free. When she's played and when she quests. So,
All
you
the
get-
value.
yeah. You can get back Simba to get a bodyguard. You can get back LeFou to ready Perdita so she can't die. You can get back Queen of Hearts to rush something. You can get back small Stitch so you can shift Rockstar. The possibilities are absolutely endless. And of course, to round it off, 4 bare necessities, just because be prepared is a really annoying card. So is grab your sword, and this is simply how we deal with that. We play bare necessities and steal it out of their hand. Any questions?
No, man, that's awesome. I do like it. 40 ones and twos that interact well with Lucky, Perdita, and Rockstar Stitch. That's a lot of hits. It's a lot of hits. For Lucky, for Perdita, for Stitch, it's a lot. Not to mention that if this card, Lucky, goes unchecked, like, it's not just a search. But whenever this character quests and you have 4 more characters, other characters in play, they all get +1 lore. If this card is unchecked, it steals the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in my opinion, I just never get to use that part because usually either this card dies or everything else dies.
Right.
So in my experience, it's just been a card writing. But sure, if you manage to get that going, then you can just win in one turn if your opponent has nothing.
I mean, if you have a slew of 1-drops and a Piglet on the board with a Lucky in play, and they can't answer if it's that fast, there's just no hope.
No, absolutely.
Even let's just map out the turn real quick. Let's say you go turn 1 Daisy, turn 2 you play Lantern, and let's say you play a Stitch with the Lantern.
Sure.
Turn 3 you're playing Lucky, and turn 4 you'll go Piglet Simba as an example, and then you're gonna quest. Just to verify one more time, whenever this character quests, you have 4 more other characters. Your other characters.
I gotta check your math. Check your math.
So, with the Daisy's going to produce 3. The Stitch will produce 2, and the corresponding turn. And obviously, he produces 1 himself. The corresponding turn, if they have no answer, so they have to kill stuff on turn 5.
Oh,
No, sorry,
for sure.
sorry, turn 4. They have to kill stuff on turn 4. If they have no interaction by turn 4, the game is literally over.
Yeah, I mean, what are the chances though? I mean, everyone has annoying stuff. Even aggro decks are running like Fuddle and Fire the Cannons and stuff. But yeah, if they just don't really have anything, it's bye-bye for them.
Right. Because turn 2, you quest for 2. Turn 3, you quest for 3. Turn 4, you quest for 8. So you're already at 13. So turn 5 is game.
For 1 million, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, insane. Absolutely love it. Well, Bjorn, I appreciate the ingenuity that you bring to the table. Once again, guys, if you like what you see, the decks will be in the links for Dreamborn down below in the description. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment if you can. We'd love to hear some feedback. Or maybe if you have anything that you think you would like to see us build around card-wise, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
Until
we do these videos twice a week, like 2
Yes.
uploads every single week, every Tuesday, every Friday. So
yeah, I mean, it's not that we're going to run out of ideas, but as a viewer, if you have some, we would be more than happy to oblige to that. So until the next round, guys, we hope you have a fantastic remainder of your day. Signing off.